Okay, now it works. Don't worry, you haven't missed much. Hope you like the music toast, by the way. The one that appears when the music changes. I put effort into that. Took maybe a day. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Change the game and title to s&box and tell people that we're actually working on something s&box related. Okay, looks like I actually have to restart YouTube streams each time I start streaming. Like, not restart in a way where I... Like, you get it. I have to make a new key, then assign the new key, and then it starts working again for some reason. But yeah, here's what I'm excited about. Well, at least they're not manual. Gonna launch the editor too in the meantime. Alright, so what mostly interests me so far in this update, this right here is great. The viewport orientation gizmo is also pretty helpful. Card. And yeah, I also want to look into this considering I'm gonna import the intro avatar soon. Mapping texture logs, you basically have the standard hammer behavior where the UV follows the world space. Also a neat feature to have, because last time you had to align the UV to the world manually, from what I know. Icons. Oh yeah, and this right here, that's the most important bit. The Gmod engine. Gmod, the engine and the play controller, inventory, weapons, and all the supporting effects and UI around it built in. We added the native play control in s&box, but weapons inventory had always been something you had to completely implement yourself. So yeah, here it is. When I initially thought about implementing like a weapon system and inventory to United Planet, I always thought, yeah, how am I going to do this? Like implementing my own weapons from scratch, until I saw this and then, what the hell, yeah, I don't have to do it myself anymore. This contains all the components needed to provide a working weapon system in your game, including things like muzzle, flashes, impact effects, traces, and breath ejection, which is pretty great. care has been taken to serve a large variety of games with the system. You can try from and implement a custom version of inventory component to make it what jeez, I cannot read. To make it do whatever you want while still using the same backbone. The same with base weapon, base carry. I actually never knew like this was. Like, I know that in Source 1 you had like a base weapon class, but this is new to me. Oh, let's see what else we have. We have contact shadows. It does. In what way? In what way do you mean that? Like, oh, I mean that. Okay. Okay, so I never really understood what they still meant with this. So. We never handled those gracefully, especially as you shot it into the wall. Now they are handled correctly. Previously we should draw it as a normal object and clip as you would never intentionally. Yeah, so screen space reflections would disappear on a view model when you would get close to a wall, like right here. And the shadows would just break on the view model. But now it seems to be fixed, which is also a big thing for me. Oh yeah, now we also have static game objects. Fun stuff. Right, so this time I will try to be a bit more chill with myself. Be myself, try to stress a bit less and not freak out again. Food. I've tried to make the overlay a bit better. You can also see that there are now these like decorational lines on the left and right of each message. I forgot to give the right elements the same treatment, so they just kind of look bland. But hey, at least we have a viewer counter and a follower counter. Why I decided to implement that, I have no idea. Usually for me it's not really about the number, the amount of followers. Oh my god. Yeah, I treat this number more like a vanity. Like a vanity integration, whatever. A vanity counter. Yeah, so this right here is part of a single player story. It's one of those models that I've imported from Sketchfab because I cannot make proper terrain myself. ADHD and laziness. So again, I'm not gonna rush. I'll just import each texture step by step. You can already see that I've imported the road trims and dirt paths. Look over here. You can also kind of see the overlays here. Well, it's technically just a mesh on top of a mesh. It's not really a decal. Yeah, something else that I usually do is replace the error material with something else so it's not painful to the eyes. Although I can just ignore it for now. But yeah, nothing interesting. I'll just do my thing, X myself, do my thing, import stuff, continue on the planet game. Enjoy the music, ask questions, whatever comes to mind. And I forgot where I put that model. Viper. Oh wait, here it is, okay. So it's a blend file, not an FBX file. As expected. Well, I guess it makes sense considering I'm streaming like 2 streams at the same time. 6,000 gigabits each. Usually when I'm not streaming it takes a bit... Oh, it takes less time to load. Aha. Yeah, so this is where I'm gonna export the textures. Where I have to separate them from the Blender file here. Because they came bundled with the file and not as a separate folder of textures. Also, I don't really care if this Sketchfab model is going to be recognizable. It's still one of those things that's going to be temporary. Like part of a white box stage. Use this scene to test how the scenes are gonna turn out. And then I'll probably do something from scratch. Still find it challenging to navigate the Blender UI. I know that each material is going to have a diffuse, roughness. There's sometimes going to be a alpha mask as a separate image. Yeah, an opacity mask. I think there should be a more automatic way of exporting the textures from a blend file. Oh, so there's basically a function for that. File external data unpack resources. Aha. So I guess we now have all pictures here. Yeah. A function inside 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 a function. Right-yo. I can just put this in and okay. Well, using model doc, even the material editor. So let's say we have to come back to the model doc I choose to look for a material, and it opens this folder again. That would be so convenient. I'm doing a bit of a frostbite-like naming convention here. It's good to the eye, at least for me. Right. See, there it is. This is exactly what I meant with the persistent paths. I would usually like copy the path and just paste it in again. But instead of doing that, I just drag the material to the next material slots and then open that path, and then it brings me back here. That's a lot of materials. Oh, and generic leaves. Think there's anything interesting to talk about on your end? I sure would love to talk about something right about now. Well, I mean, of course, I do something here, it might not be entertaining enough. And I could maybe multitask, talk about something in the process. Well, that's fun. Well, pick something. I'll see if it's interesting or not. That's a miss. I don't exactly know what there is to talk about in regards of like work life or jobs in general, because I can't really say much to that, because I'm a retired person. I don't work anymore. The only thing that I do these days is just work on my projects. Well, there are some like pre-made assets by Basebunch themselves that made the engine. There is also, let's see, there's this asset browser where people upload our maps, materials, models, sounds onto the platform, and people can basically just go here and drag the models into their game. Although this is not something I want to do, because I want to be... Oh, I want to try to be unique with the stuff that I do. I basically add stuff to games that's not available in the cloud browser, because I know that people would then just instantly notice that this prop is from the cloud browser, that things are unoriginal, sort of stuff. And unlike people that generate their textures, models, sounds, or whatever with AI, what you can see here is actually genuine compared to that. So that's also one of the reasons why I prefer like adding my own assets or assets from other third-party stores. Can range from free assets up to paid assets. Not that I mind paying for them if I need them. that's a lot. More than I have expected. But we're getting there. I know that my first days of trying to import the city from Research Catalyst wasn't that great either, because I did every model by hand. But then I actually made a Python script that automates most of the process. So basically all I have to do is export the FBX, the blueprint XML, and then I have the script that turns the whole thing into a V model file, and the engine compiles it automatically when it's added to the assets folder. Speaking of the City of Glass, I still want to continue on that project. Because I can imagine how cool it would be to explore the City of Glass with other people. Oh, almost done with creating the materials for that brain model. And then once I add the textures, we can then see how it actually looks like in the engine itself, apart from the Catchfab website. Also surprising, I feel rather fine today in terms of the whole speaking to a wall or to the void thing, where I just refuse to speak when there's no chat activity. I guess that's changing now. And I guess the yay that you just gave me is kind of like a reward. I talk about things and moments later I actually get the acknowledgement for it. It makes me happy. Drunk bitch. No, not a folder. No. Front oak. Hope you get a great screenshot opportunity there. I don't do these faces often, they really hurt my facial muscles. Okay. Now we have the whole thing. And now we... generic leaves. Maple. Welcome. I guess something else that the asset browser could have, like in terms of features, is when you like open this window in the model dock and it just automatically highlights the search bar. That would actually be convenient as well. Chose the wrong thing here. Like when this window opens, I just instinctively start writing on my keyboard despite nothing happening. Just noticed I misspelled a material name. Broken, not broken. Brock and broken. I think that's it. Now we just have to actually assign the textures to those materials. I'll just quickly go over if I have every material correctly selected. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh yeah, I just saw a spelling error in the stream title. Fix it in time. And why are these empty again? Yeah, I know this is a whole, like, a model, the whole thing. I could have, like, used a terrain component for this. But, I don't quite feel like using the terrain features as of now. Okay. On to the texturing. This has no reason to be a 4K texture. Well, at least it's a JPEG. Sphere. Actually, what I could do is just open all materials in one go, and then just edit them without needing to close the material editor each time. It added only one. Has there been any stream delays by any chance? Because I see some dropped frames. Ping pong. So I can close that. Close this. Aha! I've got everything here. I guess it makes sense. You can technically like check the delay yourself. You send something in the chat and see how long it takes to appear in the stream. You know, I still find it funny how some people blame me for having a delayed chat as if that's my fault. But then it's the person that's like several minutes behind. So this is the tree atlas for the background trees. Diffuse and opacity. Haha. Broken rocks. Or at least that's a 1K texture. Cobble. Wait, that's already done. Okay, see you soon. Okay, so now the fallen leaves. Real. So now we've got maple. Where are the maple leaves? Unless they had a specific color in Blender, they still use the same file. No, I'll just use this and back later. Welcome back. You know, despite the stream being cheery right now and I don't feel too stressed, I still feel this kind of like urge to actually like work without like without seeming that I slack off. Because I know that people watch along and this is also kind of like a motivator to keep on going and actually get stuff done when I do stream this stuff. Though I have to admit, sometimes my ADHD does make me forget where I was and I just have to think what I was doing in the last few seconds, even minutes. Grass. Grass. There's two. Guess it's the dry one, is it? Yeah. Wait, no, this is the dry variant here. So then what's this? Now reset for now then. So this is the dry grass. This is the green version. You know what else is thirsty? The ocean. Aha. Glad my joke came across. See? That's my point. Give it some water. I mean, the stream is fine. There are no issues. Bitframe seems fine. Although something that worries me at times is the stuff with the real-time interactivity. Like, I know there's like the usual 2 to 4 second delay between the chat and the stream. But if it takes longer and there's many people that's delayed, it gets much more difficult to pick up about what they're talking about and respond. And the funny part is, Twitch doesn't skip to the live part unless you refresh the page. Yeah. It also happens on YouTube, but on YouTube you do at least get a indication that what you're watching is no longer the live segment of the stream. Like, the live indicator goes gray. And that's how you know. On Twitch, you don't exactly know, or at least that's what I know about Twitch. Like, sure, you have like the red live indicator in the top right corner of the stream, but I'm not sure how it behaves. Oh. The mud is just gone. I guess the naming isn't quite consistent here. And I have to look up the Blender file, how the textures are actually set up. But if you want to, I can show you how things look so far. Ah, progress. At least it's no longer flashing red. There's a layering issue here. Oh well. But you can kind of see how this is coming along pretty well. What do you mean parrots naming kids after weeks? You know, I definitely have to make some kind of like cat yapping series. Because I know that the last stream where we just talked about random stuff in the space scene that I have, there were some pretty interesting topics and some funny out of context moments. We'll definitely use that in a video. And I feel like the stuff that we talked about here already also has some pretty interesting stuff. And also the kind of progress that is being done to the United Planet. Or, you know, the game is also codenamed Ventara. That's the universe name, by the way. The game is also technically called United Planet of Ventara, if you prefer long names. I know that there's the thing with people having like a middle name based on their parent, also based on their gender. Not sure what it's called exactly, but there's something about that. I know that I have a middle name, although I feel quite conflicted about it ever since I actually legally changed my first name. Right, log texture. Bond's name is James' name. Bond have strong cowbambulance. Yeah. That is rough. Really. Rough. Very rough. Get it? Get it? My jokes are so bad, people are leaving. I'm not even reaching a 4 viewer count, it's always just 3 and then someone leaves again. But, dirt road... Okay. I think I chose the wrong brass texture here. Yeah, as you can see, there's like some translucency issue here. I guess it makes more sense to use alpha test. Yeah, let's actually do that. Check translucency, go alpha test, and yeah. Although I can kind of see that the alpha test makes the this transparency effect look a bit worse. But if it prevents that layering issue, I guess that's fine. Actually, that's also the same thing that you experience with your Portal 2 prop, where the glass pane just clipped through the lamp support. And then you realize you had to change the flanks of the model. Which now makes me think about it. There could be something similar here. But wait. Are there model flags in Source still? Especially in s&box? We're about to find out. And that's the wrong model. Where? Block time, here we go. Oh, let's see. I guess there are some flags here. Funny. Yeah, I don't exactly see any flanks related to what they need. Though I could ask Claude, so it can maybe do a bit of digging. Actually, if you could tell me what was the flag that you've checked on your model. At the number 25, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Thanks for confirming. Okay, I'll throw that into the mix as well. Okay. I still like to believe that Source 1 and 2 are still pretty similar engines in terms of these kind of things, where you have these like model flags and other stuff. Like sure, map formats are different, models are different, materials, textures are different, but I think they still work the same way. Well, to some extent. Okay, the source one side matches what you remember. Let me pin down the source equivalent since it's quite different there. Okay. Your source 1 recollection is right, those are Studio HDR flags, and the one you're thinking of for translucency is 8. So 8 is the translucent 2 pass, set with the mostly opaque key in the QC file. And the 25 is used for static props. So the 25 that you've taken, it's basically just 16, 8 and 1 combined. You could have technically kept the other 3 values unchecked and kept 24 and it would have also worked, from what I can see here. Look at this. Do you see what's going on here? Your 25 flag is pretty much like these 3 creatures combined. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, not the issue. I'm just stating like a fun fact here. I'm still looking for the source 2 equivalent of the mostly opaque stuff, so we don't have to deal with the transparency issue. You don't have any issues. Your stuff works fine. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying you have duplicate flags. Although sometimes I speak confidently out of my ass, so you have reasons not to trust me. There is no model doc flag for it, because first to handles this at a material level, not the model level. Each material declares its own random mode, opaque, mask, or translucent, and the engine automatically does the opaque pass first when the translucent, and then the translucent pass. This doesn't make any sense. If I want to have like these details here with proper translucency, it's gonna look better, but this with the alpha test, it looks kind of worse. Unacceptable. But maybe I can do something here that eventually fixes the layering issue. Yeah, that got worse. So I might as well just keep it alpha test. With back faces. And now the trees render both ways. Yeah, but I think you still have like 16, 8 and 1 checked, right? And also 25 on top of that. Like the 2-pass flag that you add on the model. Oh. My bad. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Thanks for the screenshot. Yes, I get it. I get it. Don't bully me. I know. I know. Meow. Like, if you look at the Blender scene, you can see how well the materials actually like render here with the translucency. Something I have to point out is how wet the road is. I really love that kind of reflectivity here. Alright, so I'm gonna put this aside, and then I'm gonna check each material one by one and see if it has the correct texture selected. Actually, before I do, I'm gonna take a quick break. It's been an hour and a half. I'll probably take like 10 or 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes between those. Wow. Ah. Ah. Hello. My arms are so short. They just reach their limit when I move my mouse away. Ah, I already forgot what I was doing. Right. All right. It's been great having you here. Yeah. Apparently there's a normal for it that I've missed. I'll be back tomorrow again if you're gonna come back again. You know, I will actually be resuming with my Friday and Saturday schedule. Where's the normal? Apparently I'm missing the normal of the trees here. Where? Looks like those three almost didn't export at all. So what am I supposed to do if I cannot find this? Confusion. Okay, I have no idea. Unless I look it up. Ooh. Detection. Open the outline. I don't know what that is. Blender is still foreign territory for me. By the way, if you wanted to, you can do this if you ever want the name of a track. I've recently implemented these commands that you can type and it displays the track. I think it's a great feature. Yeah, that's true. Go on. No, there's a cooldown which lasts 8 seconds. Normal. There it is. Where is it? The map is very strange. Oh, confusion. Whatever, this is something that I think I would prefer doing off stream so I don't feel too stressed, like thinking about this too much. And something else that I can do is go to this empty base plate and learn how the mapping tools work. I hope you like your disturbance. Anyway, so something great about these mapping tools is that when you like import like a model, for instance, could have textured this, but here's the interesting part: you can actually turn the model. Cancel. Object selection, I select the model and then convert to mesh. And now I've essentially turned this whole model into a hammer mesh, essentially. You know, I have expected that you would say something like this at some point. Although I have to say, these songs are from another set of games by the same artist. Like, yeah, we have like Cosmo D, they made all those 3 tracks. Well, not tracks, albums. And these albums are part of a game, which I seriously have to cover them at some point. I feel like I can't just take someone's albums, play them, and expect them. Like, how do I put it? Like, these songs have some form of culture associated to it. Like, they come from a game, we should associate them with a game. And I guess you associating the tracks with me is kind of a, well, side effect. But it's not a bad side effect. But yeah, if I could actually like capture one of these and see how it behaves with the meshification, that would be interesting to see. It's okay, we don't need Blender anymore. Guess what I could try doing is well, what we're gonna do is show you how the mapping tools work. They're awesome. Even though I still don't know how they quite work yet. Well, in terms of hotkeys and stuff like that. I know what I want to achieve, like how to make a certain mesh or layout, building, map. But it's the hotkeys that still bite me in the ass. If that makes sense. You say that all the time. So you are brained at 24/7. Got it. You know I had to do it to them. I wonder what would happen if I mark the camera as static? Would it just stop moving? No, it still surprisingly works. Despite being static. Thanks. I'm gonna grab a random building that's easy to texture. And then we can do the funny. And I guess this would also be kind of useful for the city importation project. Because the thing with Catalyst buildings is that they use array textures, and these array shaders, I cannot replicate them. Like if I go down here, you can see that it has these array parameters. This material has these slices to find. But when I export the mesh itself, or the blueprint, or the XML version of the mesh, this information is just not provided at all. Okay. Hi. Hi. Hello. Welcome. There we go. Yeah. Let's hope the rate doesn't go down again. Right, yo. Just checking what building is more convenient to experiment with. Make sure we've cut this one with the obvious texture slices here. Neat. Yeah, I think this is something that you can also fix with the mapping tools if you like turn this from a model into a mesh. You can just fix this gap by Merging the vertices. Good thinking. How about this? Yeah, I can work with that. No, maybe this is too complex, actually. No. Okay, I'm gonna go for this one. Like, okay, here's the thing. When I export these kind of models for the class port specifically, like again, as I said, there's no way to actually implement these texture arrays. There's no way of exporting the texture slice information, so what I have to do is actually guess what faces use what slice and even go in game to see how the building even looks like. But from here, if you look at the window details, you can see that this is the first slice that's correct, but these ones here, these ones use something else. So, instead of using Blender, I'm gonna use the mapping tools to actually make it into a mesh and retexture it that way. No import and exportation needed. You just import it directly to s&box, fix it, and there you go. Win. No. Yeah. So here it is, the building array shader. And if you go to the diffuse here. Oh wait, no, that's the interior. Here we go. Here's the first window texture that I've shown. And we can safely assume that the other parts of the mesh use the second slice, or the third. Most likely the third. And what we're gonna do is attempt to apply the slice accordingly with the mapping tools. Ah, perfect, so it exported everything. Yeah, I'm creating these files as a test, or not test, like a temporary thing. So you can quickly like see for myself how I can actually like use these tools to, well, something like this. What about to do, basically. You know, I have to say, sometimes it's actually painful to work with s&box when I like record and stream at the same time, because it slows down my system a lot. And it also brings me back to the point of me wanting to buy a better PC. Yeah, okay, perfect. So now we have like the same issue that we've seen in the Frosty editor. And we're gonna apply a fix using the mapping tools. You can kind of see that it starts here. And stops. Stops right here. So here's what we do. Convert the mesh. Select the face tool. The selection coloring is quite hard to see. Not sure what I'm selecting. Am I even selecting something? Oh yeah, I am, okay. Right, so now if I do this, I can now where's the apply material? Oh, these tools are still so confusing to me. Oh, apply material. There we go. Now we have the building using the correct... Oh, almost. I have to select this as well. Now we do the same thing again, and I broke something. Damn it. Okay. We could also technically use this. No, that's a lot better. But yeah, that's the gist of it, pretty much. So now you pretty much do the texture slice thing directly in the editor itself. I'm not sure, can I add this back into a model somehow? Because that would be cool. Mapping. So if it has the convert to mesh stuff, surely there's save to model. Yeah, here we go. Save to model. Now I can technically do this and fix. Now we have a fixed version of that mesh. And I think it should still preserve the model quality despite being turned back into a model. Although I can kind of see some shading issues. But if you want to see something cool as well, it's the indirect light stuff. I think I showed you this before. Where the scenes can now have their own lighting without needing to Thanks. Very much appreciated. Balls. Actual balls. So yeah, without using Hammer 2 itself, you can just pick lighting. And holy hell, I'm lagging. Okay, I've learned my lesson to not bake lighting during a stream. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. Also, it's safe to refresh again. Honestly, I think that's enough of sandbox for today. I think for the rest... Hi. But yeah, I repeat, I learned my lesson not to bake shadows in my scene while streaming, because that will kill the whole thing and ruin the viewing experience for everyone. So, what I could do now for the remaining 30 minutes is maybe talk about a few things. So, I guess there's something that I still would like to talk about in terms of the web development stuff that I still want to do. Well, not today obviously, but I still want to pick that up. There are some things on my website that I want to change. Let me just quickly look at something before I do. Okay. It appears that my avatar is gone. Okay, it's just gone now, okay. VC face, please don't do this to me. Unless the spot source just died, that would explain everything. Ah. So the program silently disabled Spout. Okay, so basically the thing that I wanted to do, well, at some point, is to actually have like a dedicated like category about streams itself. Like maybe add to the Ghost that like the Dreamland streams as well. And then there's like also like information about when the stream starts and on which days they do. Like there has to be a primary statement about the Dreamland being like a comfort space that does streams for others for the sake of the comfort. Yeah, pretty much. And maybe introduce some kind of like about section. Yeah, I think that's everything in terms of what I want to add next. I have nothing else to cover. Yeah. We should be going to bed. Good night. Rest well. A good night. Twice. Meme. Why do more people not watch me? Like, this is the best stuff that people would have like watched and feel welcome in this kind of space here. Do you have games on your phone? Yeah. Thank you. Although I shouldn't do this parasocial stuff. But yeah, But yeah, rest well. Have a good night. I'll see you in tomorrow's stream if you make it. Hopefully, Silash, they also want to. Ah.